start the recording. So again, make sure you read any introductory information. So these are the three kinds of patterns that you're going to see in the next few problems. Table of numbers related to equation and a graph related to the table of numbers. And we're going to look at linear, quadratic, and exponential. So I just did a linear example earlier. That recording will appear in the YouTube playlist within an hour. Let's take a look at the next one's linear also. Let's do the matching. So based on the first page, which of these equations should be the line? The first one I see, the second, or the third?
The third?
The third one should be the line, correct. So I'm going to match that with graph C. Which one, the square, is that the U shape or the hockey stick?
That's the U shape.
The U shape, correct. So this is graph A. And yours will be in a different order when you see it. And so then I think this is the hockey stick. Now, if you're not sure on any of these, you could jump in.
How can you tell?
How can you tell which is which?
Yeah.
Okay, so back on the first page, I gave examples of each of these. And linear has an equation that looks like this. Notice it has an x, but it does not have a power. And so if it's just an x with no powers, the points should line up. If there's a square in it, it's going to give you this curvy shape here. And if there's an x in the power instead, then you get a slightly different curvy shape. Now it's hard to tell the difference between the first and the second one here, so that is a little bit tricky. But what I could do is I could go to a graphing calculator. So for example, earlier, let's leave this page and redo it. I mentioned that Desmos, and this is in the, there's a page on this too. Desmos is a good program, and they have a graphing calculator. And so I can so I just search for Desmos, and then I hit their graphing calculator. And then what I can do is I can just go type, oops, wrong button. I can just go type y equals x squared in and see what it looks like to see if it matches one of these. So in Desmos, I can just go y equals x. And then to get a power, it's the Shift 6 on your keyboard to get that little hat key. And then I can put in a 2. And I can see, oh, okay, that has this U-type shape. And then if instead I went y equals 2, but this time raised to the power x, and again on the keyboard I'm typing Shift 6, I can see this blue shape has that hockey stick type shape to it. If you still weren't sure about that, another thing I linked is in the original page, I linked to this lesson 2.7, which was from the one of the prerequisites for this class. And so you could go explore that page. Or another option is if you're stuck, every problem has a message instructor button where you can write to me and say, hey, I don't know where to look. Can you help me out here? So feel free to use that. All right, so I think that was the order they were in. And so I'm going to hit submit, see if I get it right. Okay. If you want to try it again, see if you get it right, you can go and redo it again. The computer remembers your last highest score. All right, let's try another one. Let's try this one right here. So I'm on question number 5. And the question is, what family is this in? Is it linear, quadratic, or exponential? So maybe I forgot. I can go jump to that intro page and where that says linear, quadratic, or exponential. Which does that question look more like? And I believe it was a 4 to the power x, so I'm going to guess it's exponential. And so remember, you can navigate either with these arrows or the drop-down menu. Okay, so I'm going to put the guess as exponential. And then I need a piece of paper because I need to calculate, based on that equation, this table here. So now I'm going to whip out my paper. Page. So I was given the equation, y equals 4 to the power x, and I need to build a table where they give me x, and I have to find y. And first they told me x was -2. When you plug into an equation, be sure to use parentheses, especially when there's negative numbers. So then my answer here would be 4 to the power -2. On a lot of calculators, you got to find the power button to make that happen. So I could either use the Desmos calculator, or I could use another calculator. Does anybody have a request on the type of calculator you want me to see me use?
Casio?
I don't think I can get to a Casio, but let me try. Let's see. Casio calculator. Is it a scientific calculator?
I'm not sure.
Does it have a big screen or a little screen?
A little one.
Okay,
I
it's
used it for
probably scientific calculator. What's this right here? I don't think so. I'm going to use the Desmos scientific one instead. I think that's the closest I can get to a Casio. So I'm going to go to Desmos again. And this time I'm going to choose their scientific calculator. So this is a little closer to the Casio. Some other buttons I have to hit. I have a full ABC screen. So I have some other buttons that might be on your Casio here. Okay, so to do this one, I would type my 4 first. Then I have to find the button that gives me any power I want. And this one gives me a to the power b. On some calculators, it's y to the power x or x to the power y. So let me look up a Casio calculator, not mine though, and get an image. Okay, does it look like any one of these here?
Yes, that one.
This one here?
Casio fraction and scientific.
Okay. So will they give me a nice big picture? Okay, so on this one, oh, I don't want to join. Can I open that in a new screen? Nice, look at that. We would want this button right here. This is x to any power. So I would type my 4 first, and then I hit that button, and then it lets me type the power. And keep in mind that the negative is different than subtract. So I want to use this negative here. So on my calculator, I'm going to hit that button. It's going to raise me up to a power. This does not have a special negative button, so I have to hit the subtract button. On some calculators, that screws stuff up. Like on the Casio, that would be a problem. And then I hit enter, and mine says 0.0625. Okay. And if you don't, or I can get a fractional answer. And the Casio will give you a fraction answer too if you just click which button. Could be this button here, converts to a fraction. But I'm not sure since I don't have one on me. So I could either enter the fraction version or I can enter the decimal version. Unless sometimes the questions will specifically say. So this is important. When you click on the box, here it says I could enter a mathematical expression if I want. Oh, okay. Or I could enter a decimal. So I hit more and it gives me more information about what to type. So I could type 0.0625, what my calculator told me. So I'm just going to hit enter for fun. So if I hit submit now, I'm going to get a lot of this wrong. Don't do that too many times because you'll lose up your 3 attempts. So I got that right. I could have typed the fraction, which I think was what, 1/16 according to Desmos? Yeah, 1/16. Oops, where'd you go? So 1, and I could use either the fraction button or I could hit 1 divide by 16. And that should give me the right answer. I could probably get away with typing 4 to the power -2. But anyway, somewhere you need to do these calculations so you can get each of these numbers down here. So I think if I try to figure out what's 4 to the -1 on my calculator, 4 to the power -1. So you need to learn how to use your calculator. If you're not sure, ask me, and I will look your calculator up and try to give you good advice. Often I use this screen calculator rather than, if you don't have one, don't go buy a new calculator. There's plenty of good calculators online. So 0.0, oh no, was it 0.025? Any number to the power 0 is 1. Any number to the power 1 is itself. And then 4 to the second power, let me write that down on my paper. Let's see, next we plugged in -1. 4 to the power -1 or on some calculators, it would have to be 4. On a computer, this is the power button, -1. A negative power, by the way, means flip it. So this is the same as 1/4, which my computer said was 0.25. 0, 4 to the power 0 is 1. 1, 4 to the power 1 is 4. And 2, 4 to the power 2 is 16 on a good day. I almost said 8. Oops. So I do strongly encourage you, when you get these problems, put stuff on paper. Because if you email a question, I'm going to probably ask you, what did you write down? And my hope is you can send me a screenshot, or sorry, take a picture with your phone of what you wrote down so that I can help you better. So please write stuff down. All right. All right, next thing here, they want me to graph this by plotting 2 points. And this is important. You can only use 2 points. Which tool do I want? The line tool, the quadratic tool, or the hockey stick tool?
Hockey stick.
Hockey stick. And I just got to pick 2 points, and any 2 points from this list. Now, I don't think I can carefully graph the point -2, 1/16. So I think I'm going to pick something easier, like 0, 1, and 1, 4. Okay. So think about which points you want to pick. Can I plot 216 here? Answer is no, because 16 is off the grid. So I'm going to go for plotting 0, 1. So I just point to x equals 0, y equals 1, and then over 1 up to 4, and then click when you're close to it. Okay. If you accidentally clicked in the wrong spot, you can always clear it and try again. So I'm going to try again. 0, 1, 1, 4. And sometimes my mouse freaks on me and it landed in the wrong spot. Clear it, do it again. Looks like I didn't click in the right spot there. Try it one more time. Click and click. And then did I type everything in? Yep. Submit. If that problem was hard for you, oh, what did I screw up? The graph? No way. Huh. If you think you did it right and it came out wrong, you get 2 options. Try it again. I still get one more try at this, so let me try it again. And if it doesn't work again, I'm going to message my instructor. So let me see. 0, 1, 1, 4. Yeah, that looks right. 0, 1. Oh, wrong tool. Pick the right tool, Gary. And 1, 4. Submit. Okay, it still says it's wrong, so I'm going to message my instructor and say, hey. Now, when you do this, it tells me exactly what your problem was, and then I get to see a link with everything you typed. Okay, so I had the right table. So then give me a descriptive message. Use the exponential tool with points 0, 1 and 1, 4. Parentheses. Oh gosh, what do they do? Ah, button. So give me some kind of descriptive message. It looked right to me, but not to the computer. So be as descriptive as you can so I can help you out better. Otherwise, I have to write back and say, I don't quite get what you're telling me here. Let's see, I think I did it right. I had the right table. I used the exponential tool with those points. It looked right to me, but not the computer. Gary. And then I'll get a message. Oh, I forgot to write. It'll automatically, because I'm me, it's not picking me, but it'll automatically pick me to write to there. And then later that day, reload any assignment and see if you got any new mail. And then I'll get back to you with some advice. It'll open up a new screen and then I can get back to you. Okay, so interesting why that didn't work. Oh, I can see what's wrong now. I'm gonna blow this up so you can see what I see. I missed the point 0, 1 slightly there. I'm not quite on the grid. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll notice that on yours and I'll just give you credit for it anyway. So for some reason, the hockey stick graph is a little picky. Zoom back to normal.
I'm pretty sure it's because when you have it off of a little, it's just because you have it on 1/4. If you drop the like point, you can't actually get it on the 1.
Oh, after I graph it, you mean?
Yeah, you just put the point, well, you put the point on like the 4th mark rather than the actual 1, because we're dealing with like the 16th and the 1/4. Like it gives like the, yeah, I don't know if that made sense. Because when I did this, I got it correct because, yeah.
You tried to graph which points?
Well, I'm just saying that you got it slightly off the 1
Yeah.
when you did the 0, 1 because there's like a 4th mark too. Like with, yeah, so you can't actually get, that's on 1. And then if you go, yeah, 1, 4, yeah, so that one actually should work.
Yeah, and then another thing is when you put the points down, you can move them if you want to. So hopefully I can put it back in the right spot. Nope, not quite right. Yeah, so for some reason this one's a little bit picky, although some people do better than me. And, oh, I finally got it right. It was just a picky thing. Okay, thank you for the tip there. Cool. All right, I'm gonna stop this one and do another recording. Does anybody have another one they want to go over? And did that help, Alejandra?